On the subject of side, I keep getting asked about the intricacies involved in using it. Whereabouts do I hit the cue ball, etc. What effect does side have on the cue ball? What effect does it have on the object ball? Well, all these points are relevant, of course they are. But people keep asking about those details and want to know exactly where I'm hitting the ball. Well, through the donations that have been made through the Patreon account that we have, we've been able to purchase a camera here. So the first thing is I'd like to say to those who have donated, thank you very much. Also, somebody on the channel has provided us with what he calls the IQ. And if we look at it, it details where to hit the cue ball. Now this circle that he's put on there with all the various markings, and indeed you get a explanatory card with it. That circle is about the same size as a 10p piece in UK currency. Now that is 15/16 diameter in imperial measurement, and that equates to 25 millimeter on the metric scale. Now really, when you're playing with side, you don't want to be going outside of that parameter, because once you do, you start talking about possible miscues and probably a little bit too excessive, to be honest. So what I'm going to try and to do with the new camera is just to show you a few details when you're using side, which incidentally the Americans call English. Why it is called that, perhaps somebody on the channel can enlighten me on that. I don't really know myself, but certainly in the American pool, it is called English. So here, if I want to pot the black, I'm high on the black. Me personally, I would prefer to play that with a little touch of right-hand side. And indeed, most good players would prefer to play that with a little touch of right-hand side. So that is an angle cutting the object ball to the left. The same shot from the other side of the table, most players would prefer to play that with a little touch of left-hand side. And I include myself in that statement. But that doesn't mean that you should always play it with that degree of side. You know, what I emphasize really is the use of centre ball striking. Yeah, using side sort of almost all the time becomes a habit, and quite honestly, it's a bad habit. So I have bad habits myself in my own game. Try not to let them get established in your game. Think more centre ball. But here, when we're using this IQ method here, as you can see, we've got centre ball there. If I want to use top and right-hand side, I come over here. That's top and right-hand side, or top and English, as it's sometimes referred to. Here is top and left-hand side. Coming down here, we've got bottom or screw. Then we've got bottom and right-hand side. And here we've got bottom and left-hand side. Now there's that parameter that we're talking about, that 15/16 or 25 mil diameter. Once we start getting beyond that, yes, we're starting to get into the realms of excessiveness, possible miscues, and certainly extreme deviations on the white ball, the cue ball. All right, so just be careful. You know, you don't want to be going any further out to the right or to the left. So this is where I'm actually striking the cue ball. You know, centre is there. I'm coming down a little bit, not much at all, and a little touch of right-hand side or right English away from the centre. I emphasise that word, a little amount, a small amount. No need for masses amount, all right? And then from there you can play the shot. So, side. I know there'll be lots and lots of questions. You know, there have been in the past, no doubt there'll be more in the future. I'm urging you to use side, but use it sparingly. If you can play centre ball, as I've said in many other videos, if you can use centre ball, please do so. If you start going into the realms of side, just remember there are complications, which we've talked about on other videos. Good luck with that practice.